And hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing this early or late morning, early afternoon? For me, at least. I know it's in the middle of night in Japan. Early morning out west. Happy painting. It's hard to call this a map painter, though. Alright, so where did we leave off? It is November 6, 1861. And greetings to anyone just joining the stream. We've just started. And this is the Confederate campaign, a purely defensive strategy where we just want to be left alone, as President Jeff Davis has claimed that even though we have fired on Fort Sumter, we just want to be left alone and make our own country here. 12:45 a.m. It's already Tuesday in parts of the world. And we are trying to defend our newly formed country. We have chosen our policies, our King Cotton, Southern Industrialization, arms agent, so a little bit more quantity over quality. We cannot invade the North. So to stay true to our defensive nature. Now we can invade into the neutral states, as we feel that the Union has violated their sovereignty, and we need to free them of that despotic ruler, Abraham Lincoln. We got butter biscuits and small mountains. Took a long walk in the cold. Ooh, nice. Talking to you from the future. Yes, that is pretty cool. 9:45 in Kansas. So welcome aboard, everybody, to the stream. What else did we want to go over? So looking at feedback from a lot of commenters. I believe, Ashley, you had mentioned this too. Building railroads is a must. We only have one more to build, so that's the Arkansas, Little Rock, and Dallas network. So this smaller line from Little Rock into Texas, it will increase trade revenues and tax revenues, and also increase our capacity as well. So we're going to build whatever railroads are available to us. The Texas, Houston, and Shreveport Railroad is at 96% complete. So that was one we built right off the bat. The strategic situation, current national morale, the Union is down to 73 after a couple defeats. They have invaded deep into Tennessee. We'll take a look at that in a moment here. Our national morale is 92. Our national support remains extremely high at 100. It looks like we're getting a boost in support because of the Union invasion. That's actually rallying the support. So we only had the other railroad. Now, if we do invade and get Lexington, we can build the Cumberland Gap Railroad, which would be kind of nice too. We were trying to fortify the Cumberland Gap, but we are distracted with this invasion, as the Union has been able to outmaneuver us and take Nashville. Now we have defeated one Union corps at the Battle of... Oh, I don't see the battle marker. But there was a battle. Albert Sidney Johnston is engaged in a siege battle with Charles Sanford and a Union corps there. some of our telegraph stations, I misplaced a telegraph here near Fort Smith because they're not overlapping with... We did not overlap them. Or within range of this other one. So there's no direct connection. So, my bad. Can maybe send a unit from McCulloch to build that. Currently he's building a fort. We've just built a depot here at the crossroads near Carlton, Arkansas, right before Springfield. We might build a telegraph at Chattanooga to get a deeper telegraph connection through Chattanooga. But our units on the field are all connected except for McCulloch way out west, which I thought I had built this, and that would have solved that issue, not realizing that I must have overlooked the fact that it was not overlapping in the telegraph area. I feel that I should not have been able to build that one. So I'm surprised that there is no telegraph connection from Little Rock to Fort Smith. We have Longstreet reinforcing to Chattanooga, and we will try to push Longstreet and Bragg in position to retake Nashville. McClellan was a great organizer of armies. He was not a very good field commander. Just a lack of initiative, I would think. We're gonna build a telegraph here. We should probably build a depot here. Actually, we'll probably build everything here in Chattanooga. And we'll build, yep, here's a fort. So Fort Depot and Telegraph at Chattanooga. That way we'll have a base of operations right here at a crossroads of railroads. Yeah, the men loved him for it too. He gave the Army of the Potomac pride. And then out east, we've got our forts built along the Potomac. We are forming up a couple. We have started recruiting a couple of cavalry raiding corps-sized units that will be used to penetrate deep into Union territory eventually. What we may end up doing is try to take Frederick and then use that as a base of operations for raids into Pennsylvania. Especially Harrisburg, since that is a nice east-west conduit from the New England states to the Midwestern states. That is correct, Josh Coffey. McClellan was extremely political. Now, the curious thing, though, even though his opponents, especially his Republican opponents, thought he was being treasonous, I don't think his letters to his letters to his wife is very revealing of his mindset, but there was nothing that suggested outright treason on his part. So there was speculation that McClellan was trying not to be aggressive and on purpose, so that, and I mean, there's some truth to the fact that he wanted to not whip the Confederates too bad, because he was seeking to return, his goal was to return the Union back to the status quo, where the Republicans, not all, at the beginning of the war, not all Republicans felt this way, but especially the radical Republicans were looking to abolish slavery right off the bat. They were pressuring Lincoln to make that his war aim from the beginning. Now, slowly, Lincoln would eventually become more towards the radical side of things, as far as, did we take Fort Pickens? No, I wanted to get Longstreet was working on a siege there. It wasn't really going too well anyway. So with this invasion into Nashville and taking Nashville, I've used Longstreet to reinforce Tennessee. So we did not take Fort Pickens yet. We can maybe that will be a later winter operation that we can assign someone. Porterfield, we will build a depot here at this fort in the mountain, at this mountain pass. Oh, the other thing, because I was taking a look at the rating mechanic in our Navy. So according to the rating mechanic, let me see if I can bring it up here. So a fleet operates opportunistically against smaller detachments of ships within enemy blockading fleets. The fleet will automatically engage any blockading fleets within its command radius, and after the raid, it will disengage to return. So that did not work out very well, as we were trying to raid the home squadron and they were overpowered us. I do have the fleet. We still have the North Carolina squadron, which we are actually just going to put in harbor. We didn't lose the entire fleet. We are going to create a new navy, though, from the ships left over at New Orleans. And we're just going to transfer all these ships. Well, actually, yeah, we're going to transfer all these ships to the North Carolina squadron. And this will be our Gulf fleet. Right, yes, yes. It's quite all right, quite all right. Well, I feel I don't have a problem with taking Fort Pickens, but I do have a problem with the Union invading Tennessee, so... I feel like that rating mechanic is not... It's too dangerous to use. So it does... So when I think of a raiding Confederate fleet, it's supposed to be hit and run tactics with their faster ships. Maybe the ships in the fleet were not fast enough, and that's part of the problem. So these make 10 knots. So like this, the CSS Fulton makes 8 knots. So our slowest ship is this Fulton. Maybe we want to keep our ships at 8 or 9 to 10 knots. So the CSS Virginia with her 40 guns. So we want fast ships, fast small ships. I would imagine the blockading fleet the Union has, those ships are slow. Hey, Fabrice, welcome to the stream. Fabrice, if everyone have not met Fabrice, Fabrice was one of the earliest viewers of. So I was doing a lot of streams of Three Kingdoms Total War, and it was more just to kind of get comfortable with videos and streaming. And Fabrice, is this my favorite game? You ask. Right now, it's probably not my favorite game, but I'm diving deep into it, that's for sure. All right, I think we've reviewed most of everything that's going on. We created the New Orleans squadron that we are actually going to I want to rename this the Gulf Fleet. So we may actually we'll build a couple more gunboat tenders and start filling out the ranks of the Gulf Fleet. Slowly rebuild it. Finances, we have all our subsidies at full. Supply depots only at 89 million in expenses. Total expenses 210 million. Yes, well, it's good to see you, Fabrice. I hope everything is well with you. Well, I want to be careful with raiding the neutral states per se. So we wouldn't actually set them to raid. We probably use them to actually capture depots and whatnot. I have a Western cavalry force I thought I was forming. But if you set the cavalry to raid, they will support in that state will nosedive. Yes, Ashley. We will look at the divisions. I can't wait till they implement the. So I don't know if anyone is unaware, they are working on a 105 patch, and you will be able to change uniforms after a unit is recruited. Let's Ashley, when I recruit another division, we will assign you that division. And right now I think we don't have a lot as far as we only have 20,000 volunteers. We're not going to recruit new units yet. We're going to let those 20,000 be replacements. Yes. But yeah, if you can use cavalry. Cavalry will take depots and towns. So if you don't set them to, as long as you don't set them to raid, they won't actually raid. So they actually will capture towns and IIP points. You'd like a cavalry division, no artillery? We need to remember to garrison some of these forts that we've built. We're going to wait until we get more volunteers, though. All right, I guess we can kind of play this forward a little bit and see if Johnston can finish this siege battle. Oh, of course it ticks down against him. Provisional president officially elected, Jeff Davis, for 6 years. So that battle is ongoing. We need Bragg's supply situation could be better. All right, he's going to actually fall back to Pulaski and build a depot there. And then when Longstreet is ready, we have a perk for McCulloch. McCulloch's been used as more of an engineer, so we're going to have him engineering and the engineering perk. You want the name to be Nemesis. All right. The Nemesis Division. You got any colors in mind for the uniforms? I think Forest is unlocked. I think someone already claimed Bedford Forest. Everyone wants Bedford Forest. Yeah, I think Forest is already assigned. Yeah, he is currently. Oh, he's already a bushwhacker. He's already in the bushwhackers. Army of Tennessee. Yeah, he's Army of Tennessee. Let's see if we can't bring him up here. Yep, he commands the bushwhackers of small division right now of about 2,400 cavalry. Green pants, white tops. Nice. I like it. Not true. I wanted wait. But thanks for introducing. Okay, Van Dorn's. He died early in the war. He was murdered. But Van Dorn was a pretty good. He could have been a really good general for the Confederate States. He was He would have had. He might have even had a bigger reputation than Forrest down the road. And he might have not have. Forrest is just a pure. He's a real McCoy. Van Dorn probably had a little bit more capability of commanding larger forces, I should say. See. Colton Burke might not agree with my. Again, it's hard to say how Van Dorn would have ended up. Yeah, Van Dorn was murdered by a jealous, well, because he cheated on someone's wife. Yeah, by his lover's husband, right? Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Well, yeah, he was the quintessential ladies' man. Van Dorn, the ladies' man. All right, we have eyes on the river. They're also doubling up as blockaders, but they are also. We are using these smaller river fleets as scouts. We might be able to. I think we might actually want to build one or two more along the Arkansas River as well. So we'll just build 2. Playboy of the South. Yes. All right, so let's go east to west and see what we are currently working on. We've garrisoned Fort Monroe. We've garrisoned Richmond. I'm thinking about transferring troops from the Richmond garrison to maybe areas that are more needed. I like the forts on the Potomac right now. Lee's sitting there with 20,000 men. The Union forces in Washington don't seem interested. They'll be content at quartering for the winter time. They have about 50,000 men now, though, over there. So Lee stays where he's at. In the beginning, I think we'll use Hawes to scout around the Potomac to make sure that our flank is secure. We might need to transfer troops from Johnston to Lee eventually. He was a great cavalry officer. His weakness was commanding an entire army. If he stuck to cavalry, he would have been all right. Are we talking about Van Dorn still? I thought the Union was going to settle in winter quarters too, and then they invaded Tennessee. So I would like to push them out before the winter time gets too bad. So that should be our main focus, is driving the Union out of Tennessee. We have Sterling Price building a fort, and actually we'll probably build a depot here also in Memphis. Actually, I'm going to build one more engineer division in Arkansas to fix my telegraph situation. And maybe they'll be out of Texas. No engineers available. Colton, you had family fight on both sides. Most were from Alabama and Georgia, but I had some from Pennsylvania and Maryland. Wow. Their invasion has already failed. They just don't know. That's correct. They have already lost the war. Well, let's go with someone with decent admin then. Oh, I didn't want to recruit directly to the army. Oh, we still have Magruder. Why don't we do Lewis Little? All right, so another small division. They're in Texas right now, but we're going to use them to... I got to fix... I want to keep McCulloch where he's at, but he'll come in and we'll put another telegraph in within range so we can actually connect the telegraph to Fort Smith. Because I botched the placement. Apparently I botched the placement of this telegraph because they are not connecting. Right, Longstreet moving up to Chattanooga. The Union taking a weird path for retreat. I don't know if they're trying to get to the Tennessee River and then retreat north. Let's see if we can build a depot here, though, because Bragg is getting low on supplies. Flying column, movement speed plus 10, maximum supplies plus 50%. So we're actually going to do flying column for Bragg. So Albert Sidney Johnston almost has this siege won, but can't seem to close the deal. Combat action suffering 56 casualties. It looks like this army is losing some men. Diplomacy 3 policy is selected. We actually outnumber the Union right now, 150,000 to 141,000. You usually can't engage if the army is retreating. So policies, diplomacy 3 is researched. We're trying, one of our ground rules is not, if we are ahead in manpower, we cannot do a military policy until the Union overtakes us. So even impressment will give us more manpower, so we're not going to do that. We actually probably have to increase political subsidies to research the next policy. So we can do industrialization 3. All right, Colton, thanks for joining the stream. You have a very lovely day. We can do King Cotton 2, strengthen the agricultural effort to increase the production of farms and plantations. I kind of want to do industrialization. Yeah, we can do industrialization 3. And let it be so. What does free trade do? An act that has the maximum tariffs the government will impose on imports. This action will be, maybe we'll do free trade. Maybe we'll do free trade next. Or maybe we should have done that one. Oh, we can do that. Oh, I don't think we need we won't need to use increase our policies because that's part of the diplomacy policy. So we can do free trade next. I'm not ready to print notes. I feel like printing notes is more of a desperate situation. If you have to keep your current rating, your debt rating from going under B. If we do Tariffs Act, if we have any shot at getting British intervention, we need to avoid Tariff Act. So McClellan retreats to Nashville. Longstreet's already got 2 perks. We gave him Siege Train perk. Actually, I'm going to give him Flying Column perk next. See, I kind of want Longstreet to take overall command of this army here. I think here's how we're going to do this. So we would need someone to take over for Longstreet. You know what, maybe we'll assign Magruder. And then we are going to actually replace Bragg. It's not a demotion. This is what he gets for defeating the invading army. So Longstreet gets promoted. Actually, what I'll probably do is put Bragg under Cook's corps here. And then I want to transfer some men from Magruder and Bragg to Longstreet. All right, so we have 2 divisions. One under Claiborne. That's the sharpshooters. I moved Gregg over from the sharpshooters because that was just cramping Claiborne's style. We'll probably actually create a new division here. We can do Henry Ashby. He's got good stats. For frontline men, administration a little low, but cunning, good leadership, good initiative. Barksdale's got, we might do the, as a political general goes, William Barksdale's got some good stats. So Barksdale will actually take the division. And we're going to transfer a couple brigades here. They'll arrive in 4 days to Longstreet's corps. Now, Ashley, I would assign this your division, but I want to create a brand new division so we can change the colors. So when they finish that 105 patch, we'll be able to change the uniform colors when after a unit is recruited. So that will give Longstreet 20,000 men. So I want to keep Magruder as an engineer unit. So we're going to keep Gustavus Smith with them for now. We might transfer troops from Bragg also to Longstreet. We need to rename the army too. Longstreet's Army of Mississippi. Doesn't seem fitting right now. Oh, cavalry. Yeah, that's right. Cavalry. Next, we're going to take one of these howitzers there. Oh, that was something else too. We have plenty of weapons available. I will need to upgrade weapons, starting with Longstreet. So what do we want? Could call it the Army of Alabama or Central Tennessee. So Longstreet's newly formed Army of Central Tennessee. So we got Claiborne's sharpshooters. We got Coffey's Cavaliers, and I still haven't fixed the spelling of that. Parsons' division and Barksdale's division. So 23,000 men under Longstreet. His reinforcements should be arriving in a few days, and hopefully Johnston will be finished with his siege, and they can both converge on Nashville. We'll retake Nashville before the end of 61. All right, so with Bragg at Chattanooga, and we are building a fort and a depot there, that frees up Magruder for operations, for fortifying operations. He's actually going to go to Tuscaloosa. We'll probably build a telegraph station there. So 4 days, I think Longstreet will be at full strength. Currently have 11 blockades. European relations at 30. We have a slight advantage in weapons industry. I keep forgetting this. Upgrade weapons. They already have the Springfield rifled musket. Van Dorn, the Coffey's Cavalier have some really good weapons already. This artillery reserve, I want to upgrade these 6-pounders. Actually, we're going to hold that howitzer for Ashley. I believe it's your artillery division. I think I still have to upgrade those units. But we'll give the 12-pound Napoleon to Lane's battalion. So 15 guns and 9 guns. All right, we've upgraded all the weapons in Longstreet's corps. Can we still upgrade? We could still upgrade Johnston's army. Let's see, Hampton's division. They have the rifle muskets, so they've received some newer weapons. we have Lorenz, we have a few Lorenz rifles available. Well, yes, absolutely. The Ultima ratio. There it is. 3-inch ordnance. See, 3-inch ordnance, though, it has a lot longer range. I think we're going to keep those 3-inch ordnance rifle guns. They don't fire as quickly, but they have a lot longer range. So we're going to keep those 3-inch ordnance rifles. All right, Buckners. So are the Springfield rifle muskets better than the Lorentz rifles? They're almost exactly the same. They're okay. The Lorentz rifles are a little bit more expensive. The weight is 6.8. The Enfield rifle musket's a little heavier. Accuracy is mediocre. Lorentz is mediocre. 3 rounds per minute. 3 rounds per minute. But the Enfield rifle musket's a little bit heavier. The Trent Affair fires. Confederate diplomats captured. Actually, British intervention now 31%. All right, it looks like Johnston's really close to winning this siege battle. Never underestimate those good old Austrian guns. Longstreet is ready. He's low on provisions, but not suffering too bad. Condition is still good. Unfortunately, Longstreet has recovered, but he only has 9,000 men. I think we will wait for Johnston to finish this siege. So I think victory is all but certain there. Victory at Fort Kershaw. Support for the Yankee cause waivers. All right, what's the condition of Johnston's army? High officer casualties, though. He's earned his 3rd perk. Ambulance Corps and Flying Column. I think we'll do Siege Train. But his army's it looks like in really good condition, so we're going to hammer the 2 Union Corps at Nashville or near Nashville. Johnston's going to try to strike at McClellan. He'll probably retreat, being as low number as he is. No, we're going to take it now before, and then we'll winter for the deep. We'll winter in we'll get in winter quarters in Nashville. Yeah, I want to do this before we get the really extreme weather. 38 degrees. in November 19th. I feel that's a little cold for Tennessee at that time. 28 degrees in near Cleveland. All right, Porterfield building the depot there. Joe Johnston is winter quarters. I wonder if we build a fort here. We're going to build another fort at the mountain pass at Front Royal Bridge. .36 degrees in Japan. How many volunteers do we have now? Down to 17,000. So Lee's army already in regular training status, so that's good. He's been drilling his men. Joe Johnston still at poor. Fort Hood, Fort Buckner, and Fort Humphreys along the Potomac. I'm wondering, you might be able to change the temperature scale. You might be. I know you can change the UI scale. Don't see anything specifically. So yeah, it looks like it's Fahrenheit. Might assign a couple better garrison commanders for these garrisons, so they might be training the troops up a little bit better. What did I say? Humphreys, Buckner, and Fort Hood. Humphreys. That's a large garrison at Humphreys. We'll do William J. Clark. Can use Canty. He's a political general, but 1-star administrator from Alabama. We'll do William W. McCall. We can actually improve the weapons here also. Fort Humphreys. Now, I don't know if you guys, who's noticed that the game devs are requesting features, any annoying features to be fixed or request. If you want to go to the forums on Steam and chime in, take a look for that thread. If there's something that maybe that'd be a feature to request, can I have an option for Celsius on the degrees? So they're working on some gamer requests. Let's take a look at Joe Johnston's weapons. He's got the Mississippi rifles, Jackson's division. Actually, this cavalry division probably needs better weapons. Ransom's division. Actually, no. We don't have any more cavalry weapons available. Did I already give them all to Hawes? Actually, no. I was not able to upgrade these cavalry weapons. I'm going to call this a Virginia Cavalry Reserve. I spelled Virginia wrong. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the Union's recruiting quite as aggressively as they were at the beginning of the war. They seem to get a jump on us. Albert Sidney Johnson's not going to waste any time. Although we have wounded men. That was the other thing we need to do. There's wounded officers, so we need to replace the wounded officers under Albert Sidney Johnston and the Army of Tennessee. William H.T. Walker wounded. Oh, he was killed in action. Oh, that sucks. We'll replace him with Lieutenant Edward Johnston. Is there anyone else wounded? I'm starting to notice a few more officer casualties than before. All right. Johnston not going to waste any time. He's going to strike at McClellan's Army, Department of Ohio. We'll move Longstreet north, just in case we don't know if Army of Indiana is going to be able to support. I don't think, okay, McClellan is retreating. Now, Johnston only has the 16,000 men. I know that Longstreet's supply situation is dwindling, but his condition is still good. And if we take Nashville, we'll take the depots there, and his supply situation will be fixed. So, Longstreet is going to come north to Nashville. So we got Longstreet taking the trains up north too. Oh, the weather is bad. That's not a good thing. All right, Longstreet's going to strike at the heart of Nashville. All right. Battle is offered by Robert Anderson and Longstreet. We do not get the assistance of Albert Sidney Johnston, though. Now we could deploy to defend, and the enemy is not offering a battle if you don't attack. Order your unit to deploy to defend. So that might give us time to, we can get Albert Sidney Johnston to come to our aid, and then we have both corps attack. So I'm going to try that. So now let's add Albert Sidney Johnston to the mix. Oh, McClellan comes. Oh, that didn't work out the way I thought. So McClellan comes to the aid of the Army of Indiana. Now Albert Sidney Johnston is outnumbered. All right, let's. So we're going to actually have Longstreet assault. We'll see how this ends up. I only see first battery of the Fort Trabue garrison. I don't know if Army of Indiana is going to be there. Let's see what the headquarters report says. Our scouts report the enemy is near Tennessee. Our army is to prepare for battle. We are facing Fort Trabue garrison under command of... All right, so it looks like Albert Sidney Johnston's army pulled the Army of Indiana away from Longstreet. So Longstreet can take the garrison by himself. So it should just be one battery. Yep, 50 men. We did lose contact with the retreating McClellan. He must have, when Longstreet engaged the Army of Indiana, he must have moved south quickly. He was probably still nearby. Well, let's get Van Dorn going. And then maybe this should be relatively quick. So we'll just lead with Van Dorn, and then I have Barksdale if we need some infantry support. You have the two victory objectives there. So we just gotta seek and destroy this artillery battery. Right, I'm not, yeah. I'm just sending in Van Dorn's cavalry and Barksdale. Yeah, I don't want to tire them out. That's a very good point. Or underestimate what an artillery battery can do to us. And even if the artillery, hopefully they just retreat and we can just take the victory objectives and force them to retreat. Longstreet wants to come along and check out what's going on. Don't see anything at the McFadden Ford. Sibley will investigate. Oh, there's the artillery. Oh, they're already routing. What do you think? Just form up in attack column. Let's see if we can get Donovan's guns to assist. Why did he take that path if I ordered him not to? All right, Sibley's just going to go right in after him. He hasn't lost any men yet, and they're retreating. Major victory. The easiest major victory I think I've ever had. Yeah, take those guns. Oh, take them, take them. There you go. Oh, they're getting away. Forgot we still have a retreat phase. Why aren't they should have been wiped out? And those artillery sure move fast. Sibley didn't lose any men. That's good. Oh, they got stuck in the forest here. Sibley tired now. Sibley tired. Loring wants to play. Come on, just wipe them out. All right, there we go. We capture the fort batteries that were trying to hold Nashville while Albert Sidney Johnston distracted the Army of Indiana. So now we should be able to get Longstreet involved in the battle too. Yeah. Well, they might have actually just dropped the guns because I was able to capture some of those guns. I don't know if they were actually retreating with any other guns. So that's I didn't really look that hard at the graphics. Glorious victory at Nashville. Oh, so we'll be able to take Nashville too. All right. Although we haven't secured it yet. Union national morale is actually ticking up still. So it went from 73 to 74. Well, that's good. I wouldn't expect the national morale to dive that deeply from a throwaway battle like that anyways. All right, so what we really need to do is get Longstreet to reinforce Johnston facing off against the Army of Indiana because they somehow were able to get assistance from McClellan. Johnston might actually win this. He's got a slight advantage here if we let it alone, but I want to see what happens. All right, come on, Longstreet. Longstreet doesn't want to move. He's not moving. Confederate diplomats released. Why can't I get Longstreet to move? Come on, Longstreet. I need your... Okay, there he goes. He's on the move now. Alright, so... we can assault this with 31,000 to their 16,000. Now we could probably let it go, and... we'll win the siege battle. What do you guys want to do? Fight the battle on the map? That's the fun one. We'll win this Battle of Nashville Port. Let's fight it. Let's assault it. We can do more. We have potential to do more damage here. So James Longstreet versus Robert Anderson. Also, Albert Sidney Johnston on the field of battle as well. He fights. Yes, that's not even a question, right? What a silly question. Fight? Not fight? Our scouts report the enemy is near Tennessee, and our army is to prepare for battle. We are facing the Army of Indiana under Robert Anderson with a strength of 21,000 men, 46 guns. Is McClellan not here? Consolidated strength report. Union Army, 18,000. I don't think... Are we expecting reinforcements? Oh, even better. This worked out even better. All right. Johnston assumes overall command. You got divisions on there. Sherman, Williams, and Smith. Sherman, it looks like Sherman's division is the best division. They have experience too. There's a cavalry brigade. Why does it keep doing that? You have Williams Division. Condition report. 3rd Division is confident. 1st Division is stable. But it looks like all everything else is good. They got well supplied. I think 1st Division is their best division. Not Sherman's division. But 1st Division is also only stable. That's Williams Division. $15 guns, battery there. We are on the attack. So we have the burden of attack. There are 3 objectives: Lebanon Turnpike, the Waynes Hill, and McFadden's Lane. So everything on the east side of Stones River. And we deploy on the east side of Stones River, so that's good. We have all our armies. Actually, we have a flanking force, too. Even better. So, Army of Central Tennessee, we have Johnston as the flanking force. So that will be probably the gist of the plan. We will hold, I imagine the Union force will be around these objectives to defend. And we could probably, depending on where they're defending, we can use Johnston to flank them either north of McFadden's Ford or across with heavy artillery support. We'll have Van Dorn on our right flank. Claiborne's sharpshooters, I think, will hug Stones River. Zollicoffer will take the middle. We do have Sinking Creek here. So if the Union wants to deploy along Lebanon Turnpike, we have this creek that kind of will divide our force. And then we have Barksdale. Barksdale's newer division, I think. Oh no, they've seen some combat. Their training is poor. take a look at our army. Army of Central Tennessee. Oh, I gotta fix the caps. Coffees, Cavaliers. The sharpshooters are the best division. The Cavaliers have some experience. Keep them sharpshooters on elevated ground. I think hugging the river will work to that advantage. Because we'll have, actually, if they can either grab terrain here. It depends on where the Union's set up. There's some high ground here as well. Although I guess it would be sloping down towards Stones River. Maybe we want to put them here. We can flip-flop Zollicoffer. Van Dorn will watch the Lebanon Turnpike and see what's going on here. It is 7 in the morning, so we got a full day's battle ahead. Yeah, so we're going to readjust the line a little bit. We'll put Claiborne in the middle here. We'll kind of keep Zollicoffer and Barksdale kind of to the right and left of the sharpshooters, but with close support. So, because Claiborne sharpshooters, that's a small division. Well, we can actually take probably take Johnston along the Ashbury Church and Widow Burns, the road there. And then they can either advance north to the northern fords or straight across. McFadden would probably have a holding force right here with some artillery to fire across to McFadden's Ford. So that was actually what we will try to do. We have Burke's Bushwhackers will actually lead the way. Because we'll march north along the road and then east. But why don't they stay? I would like them to stay in column. There we go. Whoops. For some reason, you have right now they're not staying in march column when I move them. They're deploying in battle formation. So I've got to click them and then click them back to march column. That wasn't always like that. We got some artillery. Hampton will fall behind. All right, I'm okay with this. I think we'll be good. What do I have over here? Oh, Longstreet. Let's get Longstreet in position. All right, well, we will branch out with Claiborne in these woods and see if the Union's not defending McFadden's or Wayne's Hill. We'll also push with Van Dorn up the Lebanon Turnpike and scout that out. Oh, well, our cavalry scouts have spotted some Union men along the Lebanon Turnpike. I was hoping they were at Wayne's Hill. We'll see if there's any men at Wayne's Hill, but I feel like they've lined up all along the Lebanon Turnpike, which actually is pretty smart because now they have a retreat path. Let's deploy Barksdale across Sinking Creek now. Johnston's got a longer march, but we'll probably just march due east along the Wilkinson Turnpike. Still got to make sure there's nothing over here, but I have a feeling all of the Union force is along the Lebanon Turnpike. It is a mild November day, 42 degrees, partly cloudy. Yeah, occupy Wayne's Hill. Yep, let's do that. Well, we'll scout the rest of Wayne's Hill out with the sharpshooters. We'll move Barksdale into position, and then once we figure out if there's anything at Wayne's Hill, we'll move Zollicoffer, most likely to the left of Barksdale. Let's get Johnston marching. We'll actually use force to wheel far around the flank. All right, Johnston's got some marching orders. Nothing spotted at the Murphy house. We do have movement forward by the Union. Looks like they might want to try to strike at Longstreet before Johnston's reinforcements arrive. All right, Zollicoffer's ordered to move towards Sinking Creek. We'll order the sharpshooters to take Wayne's Hill. Sharpshooters will now take like the left of Longstreet's position. Actually, let's move forward with Donovan's artillery. Loring, put out some skirmishers. Union making a quick advance to Sinking Creek. They are bringing up artillery into a forward position. Let's get some skirmisher fire on that battery. Actually, don't want this artillery in the ravine here necessarily, but let's get some infantry support. Barkdale only have... Okay, he's got 3 brigades. Yeah, so we definitely need Zollicoffer and his men over here quickly. Although we got some sharpshooters, Claiborne sharpshooters, Jones's brigade on the flank there. Looks like they're setting up to defend Sinking Creek along this line. We're in a position to hit them on their left. And then once Johnston comes over, we will be able to reinforce our attack. Shots fired. Wayne's Hill is taken. We might have Gardner try to take those guns right away before they deal a lot of damage in the woods. Donovan is firing some counter battery fire against this first battery. Lane's artillery, actually that would be Parsons' artillery division. Oh, you can see the Union not liking where our artillery is setting up. As Lane is firing his battery against those marching bluecoats. Alright. Are those guns firing on us? Oh, they're firing directly at Pelam's artillery. It looks like we're inflicting damage on that first battery. Well, why don't we order Gardner to take these guns, though? He's supported by Pelam's artillery battery, so we should have the advantage in an attack here. I don't want them to gain position in these woods at all. Actually, I think their morale is pretty good. Condition report on the Union forces. They're confident overall. They're in good condition. Good leadership, good condition. So they're not going to be, I don't think they're going to be easily broken. You can see the first battery falling back. I would love to get Pelam's artillery in this position in the woods to hold that sinking creek line in the center. Now that artillery is falling back. We might want to order Gardner to hold his position, or he's going to run into a bunch of blue coats. He's already tired too, so let's have him fall back. Alright, Zollicoffer, we need to reinforce and support Barksdale. Let's get our sharpshooters right up here. We've got artillery fire, so our left flank is, I'm feeling pretty confident on our left flank with the sharpshooters and some artillery in a decent firing position. So if they try to attack across the creek here, they'll get obliterated. They even got field of fire right here. I wonder if you can take some shots at those guns. Yeah, they are on the move. Yeah, I've got Johnston coming in to support. Although, yeah, Hampton did stop, so let's order them. Have not forgotten about them. Forced cavalry crossing Overall Creek. Let's bring the rest of the sharpshooter division over. All right, Herbert in a good position, center in the woods. Loring. Although there's a little hill. He's on the reverse slope side, so he's protected by... he should be protected by artillery fire, being kind of hidden from this little hill area in front of the woods, in front of Sinking Creek. I'm holding Van Dorn back for now. But he's there if we need him to get in and around. Looks like the Union's adjusting their entire line. It'll be hard for Van Dorn to get around the left flank of the Union position. Gardner falling back. They might try to hit our... They might actually go after our left or our right flank. So casualties are light overall. Pelam's artillery opening fire on the Union position in the woods in front of us. Let's see if we move James's guns right here. If that's a better firing position. Oh, I almost moved it. Oh, jeez. I almost moved the bombard zone. That's what I'm talking. Longstreet's cavalry. Van Dorn's cavalry right here. Right. So it looks like we have good field of fire on our artillery. For at least at a long distance range. James found this gap in the woods here. I don't think the Union wants to be set up in there. So they are taking some casualties from our, especially from our long range fire. So Beauregard will take the path through McFadden's Ford. And then Force will get forced in around behind the Union position for sure. That's our boy Forrest, Bedford Forrest. I wonder if we can get Johnston's, some of these sharpshooters across the creek and get some enfilading fire. So they did readjust their line. It looked like they wanted to get more of a north-south instead of an east-west position, but that actually will help us in the long run as Johnston's reinforcements arrive. Yeah, Forrest. We got Forrest working his way around the overall Union position. All right, who's taking the heaviest casualties right now? All right, so our skirmishers up front. Let's call them back. Looks like Donovan's receiving some fire. Alright, Shoup is now idle. I wonder if we can move him to the left a little bit more. Don't like... Is there friendly fire in this game? Even though we weren't able to put the target zone on them, it looks like he is Lane's battery is bombarding the Union position. He's got targets on 1st Brigade. He had a target on 2nd Brigade. All right. Let's get Hampton moving. French's artillery. Well, ultimate ratio way in the distance. They might not partake in this battle. Let's see if Zolikofer can get Greg an early to maybe start firing on this left. But they're in obstructed terrain. Are the sharpshooters firing? No. Yeah, it looks like he's responding to the sharpshooters now. He's flipped his, he went over here. Now he keeps wheeling to his left a little bit. It looks like he wants to maybe make an attack even. Got Gardner on short range fire. They're trying to throw their artillery at Peelham's battery. Looks like we have sharpshooters trying to engage Loring. Look, they're getting a little aggressive there. I think they want to try to attack Barksdale's division. All right, Lane is bombarding. James is firing. Shoup is still idle. But there seems to be heavier fighting now. We've broken Blanker's detachment, so just the detachment. Although 2nd Brigade looks like they might be falling back a little bit. Peelham has a nice position here in the center of this forest position. Well, it looks like they want to take out Donovan's guns. He's starting to take some casualties. Let's actually dismount McClaws to support Donovan's battalion. Loring was sitting here on the reverse slope, though, and now we've got flanking fire. Why does he keep taking long-range fire? We'll try to get McClaws to help defend that artillery position. It looks like those gunners are firing at Donovan. We might have to have him fall back. But I want to make the Union assault here pay for their transgressions. Let's give them some canister. McClaws is going. Oh, they broke the artillery. Let's see if McClaws can grab them. They're gonna pay though. McClaws firing on 1st Brigade. All right, let's take stock of the situation. Yeah, we've inflicted 800 casualties for that assault. But they really wanted to break those guns, and they achieved that. All right, let's see how Johnston's doing. All right, force is across McFadden Ford. Beauregard. They are well rested. For the most part, Buckner is rested. But we're going to have to march over rough terrain, but we're going to go straight across the river at near Wayne, above Wayne's Hill, and just we're going to reinforce Claiborne and then attack their right flank. I mean, we could send Sibley in and around. Now that he's shifted his line here, I want to kind of beat up the Union position, and then we can maybe throw Sibley here. But they're actually kind of guarding my right flank, or they're guarding Barksdale's right flank now. At least Van Dorn is. So they might be trying, they might have it in their mind to turn our right. So we're going to try to take Crook's detachment there. Although they're paying a price for trying to hit our right flank, because Loring's in a nice position. Looks like Herbert's able to get some fire on that 1st Cavalry Brigade too. Although Loring's starting to take some casualties now. Loring does not want to seem to use medium or short range fire for some reason. McLaws is under heavy fire, but his casualties remain pretty decent. And first, we are breaking that 1st Brigade of the Union Army. See if we can't rally Donovan at all. There's still guns here that... Yeah, there is guns. So McLaws is going to try to take some of those guns. Take some of those guns back. And those can be used to assist him. Let's take a look at the results. So 1,400 casualties inflicted to our 558. They have fallen back to behind this ridge line. So I think they're getting pounded by Shoup and James here. We're actually going to push James forward to support Claiborne's attack on the Union right. So we're going to actually keep moving forward with the sharpshooters as we wait for Johnston's reinforcements to arrive. It is 10 in the morning, almost 10:30 in the morning. I think we could probably even advance with Zollicoffer. They have a couple batteries, though, in that position. So let's get Gregg and Early across the creek. What's up, VL? Welcome to the stream. Push the left flank. The Union left. McClaw's under artillery fire from that first battery. I wonder if Sibley can take those guns. All right, Sibley's going to take some bold action. Although it looks like Union 1st Brigade might be trying to prevent that from happening, exactly that from happening. Although he's just turned his flank back at McClaw's and he's falling back. We've got those gunners' attention though. So McClaw's doing a desperate charge to take those guns. We should probably push forward with McClaw's to help Sibley out. Yeah, that's the plan, VL. We're trying to work the Union right flank, our left. We can probably get early up here too. All right, Pillam's idle, so that means they've retreated out of the field of fire of the guns. We can move forward with Gardner, maybe. Gregg's brigade. Well, looks like there's some Union guns that were left behind. Let's watch the rest of Sibley's attack. Hopefully it's not... They're directing fire on him. They got him in the flank. 10 men down right in one instance. But I think he's going to grab some of those guns. He's managed to grab some guns, and, but he's breaking before we can kind of form up. We should probably have him fall back. We should probably also get Loring, maybe. Although I think he's receiving flanking fire from 1st Brigade. Although Sibley, his men did not like that, being behind the enemy's lines like that. I think he's trying to reform. Need to get he's going back to Van Dorn. Let's have Van Dorn also try to rally. But it looks like we've definitely blunted that Union left hook. Let's turn Loring towards their cavalry right there. They have a brigade out in front. Is that Steele's brigade? Herbert is facing off with them. Let's see if Pelham can fire. He's about to open fire on that 1st Brigade. Let's call back Gardner's skirmishers. I think we can turn and fire against that brigade there. He is already on long range. Can I charge his lone cavalry unit? What, this one right here? I think we're more effective right now just firing on them. Sibley's broken, so I don't want to charge with McClaw's. McClaw's has done a nice job just keeping the Union attackers at bay. All right, let's again back to the left flank. Let's get our sharpshooters. They are turning to face the sharpshooters. Early's there to support. Let's move Claiborne up. Shoup is idle, so let's see if we can't get Shoup to move up his guns. James is in position and firing. Let's see, we have Walter Lane bombarding. Elzey's guns not doing anything. We're going to move up Elzey's guns. Well, we're going to actually, we were going to try to take McFadden Ford with force, but I think we're going to eventually cause the Union to retreat. So I'm going to have him go straight after the Turnpike objective. Beauregard is organizing to move out to reinforce that left. Hampton can also move out. He could come down the Murfrees Pike and come up on the Union left flank. And then we could use Zollicoffer to keep supporting the attack on the left. I actually think we might be able to get Hampton to the front quicker by using the roads. All right, so Claiborne's sharpshooters been ordered to move up, waiting for orders though, waiting for the sign, the signal. The Claws forcing 1st Cavalry back, 1st Brigade, Union Army, 3rd Division, Army of Indiana. They've suffered 300 casualties so far. I think McLaws needs to keep pursuing that Craig's cavalry as they are starting to break and waver. Nice job by McLaws' cavalry brigade. Now the sharpshooters trying to get in range with their longer guns. Early has joined the battle. Looks like the Union's trying to send forward another 2nd Brigade, 1st Division against Gardner here. Let's move up Maxie Gregg. So Army of Indiana getting hammered now. As James's guns are firing. Let's see, Shoup has moved up, but we'll try to get him in between the 2 sharpshooter brigades. Has Sibley rallied? Let's take a look. He is not rallying. He only lost 43. He only lost 43 men in that assault. A little disappointed with that. Although he did do a good job. Van Dorn trying to rally them as well. Probably don't need him to bombard anymore. Yeah, Hampton's starting to make good movement now down the road. Looks like they're almost ready to retreat. Let's see what the casualty rating is right now. We've inflicted 3,000, so 14% of their force. If they start breaking and routing, we might be able to score the major. Looks like let's focus our attention on this wavering or routing Union. Looks like actually it looks like their left is crumbling. So we're going to push forward with Loring, Herbert, and McLaws. Longstreet is trying to rush his men. He's just like, I don't want any help from Albert Sidney Johnston. We don't need him. You can see a lot of Union is already making the call for the retreat as you see them all falling back. We really need to get force going to cut them off. Let's see, they do have some artillery though supporting their retreat, so we're gonna have to be careful not to advance too hard and at the cost of our men, but it looks like we might be able to take these guns by force. Alright, so McLaws is actually going to try to take first battery. We've hit 1,000 casualties though. McLaws trying to... They have not opened fire on McLaws though. Looks like the infantry trying to support their artillery. Our enemy is retreating. Rosanna Dana joins the stream. Is Longstreet... No, Longstreet's not going rogue. Bushrod Johnson... Rod Johnson, run, Blue Bellies, run. They are running. A sea of blue. We got 2 brigades that have not routed. Focus our attention on them. Currently have 4,000 casualties against the Bluecoats at 18% rate. McLaw's trying to take these guns. They are broken. I think actually Loring, although he's... I mean, they're still in good condition. I might have him form up assault column, see if he can't wipe out a brigade. Same with Herbert. And just let the sharpshooters pick off the retreating Federals. Actually, they're running so fast now. We could wipe out this 2nd brigade, maybe. Oh, McLaws is running them down. $4,100. So General Crook trying to save the rest of the Union Army. Let's see if Loring can't assault them. Why did he take that path? They run faster than they advance. 4,600 casualties. Can't seem to... So yeah, Forrest just too far of a distance for him to get in around that position. We should probably maybe mount up. Maybe we can mount up McClaws. Rosanna Dana trying an only guns run. Really want that major. Oh, they reformed. Perfect. Oh, they got caught up in the wooded terrain. So if we can hurry. Although Loring is tired himself. High fatigue, outflanked. Doesn't seem like we're... Not enough time. 4,600 casualties to our 1,100, so still a very solid battle. 166-inch guns. Too bad divisional commanders and brigades are seemingly impervious to wounding and capture. Yeah, I had McClaws trying to mount up. I probably should have, in that rush, I probably should have had the leaders also following behind, because I think any new orders was slowing down that assault, but they were fleeing so fast. So if you look at the links in the description of the video and follow the link to the Patreon page, Rosanna Dana has a lot of good insight on building forts and as training centers. If you guys want to take a look at some of the information he's posted there, go to the Patreon community section. It should be public, so anyone should be able to see it. And if you are new to the stream and enjoy the stream so far, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I also just appreciate anyone viewing the stream and everyone coming back and enjoying and watching the videos. All right, thanks, VL. Nice to see you. Hey, Randall. Welcome to the battle. It was hard to maneuver, but once in place, the 160-gun bombardment on the brigade was instant. Oh, wow. Did you screenshot that? You know, Rosanna Dana, I might try to do that, just to record a video of that and post it. Victory at Nashville Port. Army of Indiana fleeing in panic. Lieutenant Colonel Reynolds loses face. Yeah, Sibley did not get dishonored. I don't think he should have. He did a good job. Although, if you look at it from my perspective, if he does not break, I could have used him to get in and around and take more and capture more Federals, and that could have been the difference between the major. Union national morale stays at 73, but I think that will drop a few more points once Nashville is fully retaken. So we are able to retake Nashville before the deep winter sets in, which was our goal. Who is there in front of Jackson now? Is that Department of the West? 17,000 men. Oh, that's the fort. Why is the Fort Kershaw garrison right there? That fort's not even completed. Well, looks like we're going to move Johnston back to Jackson. Yeah, I don't know. McClellan disappeared. He ran away. Oh, he's behind the Trebu garrison unit there. All right, well, Magruder, we're going to have Magruder build a telegraph at Tuscaloosa. So one, well, I think the artillery in game, the basic unit is battalion size. And I think it's about 15 guns in game. Wait, you have 32 guns per division, but 96 guns in a solo battalion. Isn't that the other way around though? How's it going, Howard Clegg? Welcome to the stream. We have 17,000 men in reserve. Those will be used for replacements. Let's see what this Department of the West does. They're building a depot right in front of Jackson, so it looks like they want to settle down. Johnston's been very busy. I think, oh, Department of the West. That was the department that was sieging Fort Kershaw. Union passes Confiscation Act. Ooh. We just want to be left alone. Now they want to take our property. Now this war is really getting bad. All right, Nashville is in our control. What? Our national morale or Union national morale did not fall? That's disappointing. I was expecting to fall a little bit more with Nashville being retaken. Fort Farnsworth is... Oh, it was already built. We built the depot there. So maybe we can focus on taking Fort Pickens now. Once things settle down in Tennessee, once we feel more comfortable in Tennessee. Chattanooga, we are building depot and fort there, so that's still being constructed. Well, let's see. I don't like this Department of the West in front of Jackson. We grabbed those depots though from the Union. They built a depot, so we capture more supplies, which that is good for us. I've heard about the trucker protest. I haven't been following it very closely. They crushed a record for convoy length. That's good. Good for them. Let's see what... Do we capture any rifle? Oh, yeah. We have a lot of good weapons. So Longstreet's men are all decked out in our best weapons we have available. What about Johnston here? The previous record was 5 miles. What was the current record? How many miles did they go? 6 or more? Did they go even more than that? How's McCulloch doing here in Missouri? We'll upgrade that depot at Fayetteville. Doesn't have an artillery reserve. We'll recruit some artillery. Fifty thousand trucks. It was reported to be 45 to 53 miles. Wow. Hey, Dwight. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I remember a few days ago they were trying to claim the trucker protest was fake news or misinformation. That was like quickly debunked. Yeah, I keep hearing that Trudeau is in hiding. I don't know. Has anything come out about Trudeau? Like, he's not really hiding. He's probably just doesn't know what to say. How soon can weight be sent? I think we assigned weight to a command. Well, I'll have to find out. We'll look for weight in a second here. He says he has COVID. Well, isn't that convenient? He'd be assigned, yeah. There's he is assigned to the Army of Alabama. To latrine duty? I did not. No, he's got a 11,000 man army in Alabama. Actually, where is he? Where is he actually? Oh, we're using 82. Okay, Johnston's using that 82 transport. Oh, Stan Waite was going to be that other cavalry force, that raiding cavalry force, I believe. FA, you have pretty streamlined. It is a lot of isn't a lot of the news in Europe streamlined through the government. You'll focus your hatred on McClellan. Oh, there he is. Actually, I'm going to bring him towards Jackson, I believe. That way he could raid on Cairo or through western Kentucky. All right, so the snows begin. So we're rebuilding the forts along the Cumberland. If we could build a fort at Johnsonville Ferry, that might be a good idea. Why don't we get these other forts built up? News are still independent, but you have some topics where you just inform us about one point of view without even mentioning others. Rosanna Dana is 1/3 Russian. Yeah, that whole communism thing in 1917 kind of hurt the U.S. relations. Oh, what's going on here? An army of the West, 6,000 men, trying to get in behind McCulloch. So they take that depot, but McCulloch's well supplied. I'm not really even that worried about them. We have a garrison there, although I did not increase the garrison at Fort Smith. Why don't we fix that right now? The Union's going to be the Union deciding to be active in the winter months here. No one wants to stay at Fort Smith, but we're going to have to force them to. We don't want Ashby there. Well, actually, the North Carolina fleet. Yeah, I think you missed it on the last stream. I was playing around with the. I'll show you here in a second. There is no North Carolina fleet. So the North Carolina fleet is now the Gulf fleet. We took what ships were left, building the Gulf fleet. There's 8 ships now. I think we are building one more. Maybe we might keep building these ship tenders. So I wanted to see how the rating mechanic worked with fleets, and I don't know if the ships are just too slow, but they got caught up in the Atlantic blockading fleet and lost miserably. So we're trying to keep our ships fast, though. 10 knots. 10 to 9 knots. These third-rate steamers are fast. 10 knots. I just watched Joe Rogan put out a statement about what he's going to try to do to balance out his content and stuff. It was pretty smart of him to do, but I think it's just pointless. It's going to fall on deaf ears. Although I think he should. At least he has it documented. Hey, look, I'm trying to figure out ways to balance my approach, but I thought that was interesting. Yeah, and that what makes it hard to leave or get into the Gulf. You can throw everything in harbor and then transfer them over to the Gulf fleet, though. Goal is 200 guns plus. You're doing an all sails fleet? I do feel like these ships are... The schooner is... the schooner goes 10 knots. See, I wonder about... See, this... Is it faster to just have all sails? The sloop of war goes 12 knots. So if the blockading fleet has all sails... they're actually going faster than I have this, because we have the CSS Virginia only going 7 knots. Oh, that's maximum speed. Why does it say, it says they go faster? So in the, what's the Virginia? What kind of ship is the Virginia? It says here speed is 9 knots, but it says in the fleet, so our maximum, maybe that's for the fleet, the entire fleet, the maximum speed is 7 knots. So we should get rid of these gunboat tenders. Well, the Jamestown does both. FA, you have a good night. Thanks again for joining the stream. Good night, Ashley. Oh, FAs, you're not saying good night. You're saying good night to Ashley. We are going to do another stream tomorrow. And then most likely Friday. I think, no, Thursday. So we're going to try to do 3 streams this week. My goal is bare minimum 2 streams a week. The ultimate goal is at least 3. But I'm still, that plan is, my streaming time is limited at the moment. So Huntsville, steam and sail. So we got to get rid of these purely steam ships. Jamestown is a sail and steam ship. That's why I was building the gunboat tenders. I thought you had said to build those for the North Carolina fleet. But they're just steamship propulsion. They have 10 knots, so maybe they're okay for they're good for sea movement. Yeah, tomorrow is set in stone. So if you ever, I will schedule streams. I should actually, I'm going to contradict what I say here. I usually will schedule the stream on the YouTube channel. That's about 99% sure. But there have been times, things that come out of my control that I have had to cancel the stream. Like I had the other day where I was delayed. I had a flat tire and I just took the car in to get the tire fixed. So I didn't even cancel that stream. I just started that one late. You build brigs. I don't know if I want to get too crazy with the. See, it won't let me build. It won't let me build a brig in the Gulf Fleet. Oh, is New Orleans? Does it need to be on the coast? Okay, seaport here. Okay. We can build them in Mobile. A couple brigs. Oh, why can't I build brigs? Why can't I build brigs out of Mobile? Cedar Key is blocked. For some reason, I can't build the... Do I just not have enough material, maybe? Or port level? No, Mobile has a port level of 1, right? So I should be able to build brigs out of Mobile. What about Galveston? Oh, okay. Well, okay. We're just going to build 2 brigs for now. And then we'll combine them with the Gulf Fleet. I can't build in Mobile. It won't let me build the brigs in Mobile Bay. So we got them in Galveston. We'll build them in Galveston, and we can always transfer them to Mobile. All right, if need be, well, we actually should strike down this Army of the West. McCulloch has built his fort. I don't like them trying to cut us off from supplies, so we outnumber them more than double. So McCulloch's going to take care of that threat, as the Union is not content to stay in winter quarters. Yeah, I thought it was just the port size, but apparently not. But I don't have any ships even in Mobile, so that's weird. It says Mobile's a port size 1, but will not let me build brigs. I can build them in Galveston, so that's fine. That's good. All right, the Alabama, the Decatur, and Tuscumbia Railroad is built. The Pensacola and Montgomery Railroad. The Little Rock and Dallas one is at 10%. Mobile, not Mobile. Right now, you can't manually increase port size, but I believe they can increase based off your industry building them. We're going to upgrade the Jackson Depot. Well, I like the Union building all these depots in our territory that we can just take. I've got Bragg's building a fort there now, and then we'll go back to building the a fortification in the Cumberland Gap. Actually, we could probably send Magruder over there. winter movement. McCulloch catches up with the Army of the West under John Dix. And I mean, we should be able to maybe destroy this army. We're really going to try hard to surround it. Well, not if you put it over your eyes. And since you can get COVID in your eyes, you can put the mask over your eyes. Ooh, this will probably be the last battle of this stream. It might have to be. I might have to play it a little quicker. Did not realize how late it was. It's 1:30. It is 1:30 already. I would normally keep going. I do have to pick someone up from somewhere, so. Oh, of course, they're gonna make us work for this. Another long march, unless they Oh, we have to go. Oh, they're probably gonna line up around this Little Sugar Creek. Oh yeah, we're attacking from the north. Yes, but UV will kill the Koof. Don't pour bleach in your eyes, though, whatever you do. Guess we'll go one column down the turnpike or the telegraph road, and then another one down the ravine here. They're not going to have enough force to guard both areas, so I don't think there's a need to go all the way down the Bentonville detour. We're going to line up in column. Now, that doesn't mean that the Union doesn't set up near Elkhorn Tavern or somewhere. I'm not seeing any dust clouds yet. All right, let's press play. We got the bald knobbers again. We'll lead with Rains down the road. Well, at least hospitalizations are down a lot, so that's a good thing. We'll throw some scouts out ahead. Yeah, 3D. These are the 3D models. I mean, they do look nice. They definitely look much nicer. We're not. You're not going to get. You don't get the. We don't have the Total War type of models, but I think for this game it works better because you can have. Feel like we have larger maps. One of the things I don't like about Total War, then some of the newer battles, the maps are a little bit better, but it feels like the maps got constricted and it doesn't allow for better maneuvering. Yeah, scouts are. We have scouts. Oh, I see you. I think we're gonna have Rains go around. We still might have an infantry on the Telegraph Road. That's why I don't think I didn't really play a lot of Total Napoleon Total War or whatever, the Empire Total War, whatever that Total War was named. I've always wanted a musket and black powder and musket game for Total War, but you need larger maps. The battlefields are much larger. We'll send scouts down the road. We saw their position. I just never got into Warhammer to begin with. I like the historical games. I'm not saying I don't like or I dislike fantasy. All right, so Pillow's division will try to keep the Federals at bay while we work to get in around their flank. Let's get the bald knobbers over here. Someone is deving a war game with slugs and snails as troops. That kind of sounds like Warhammer. Jeff. Yeah, FA was thinking the same thing. Oh, look. They have entrenchments built over here at Lee Town. So they're trying to protect their flank, but I don't think they're... I have a feeling they're not manned. Let's speed things up a little bit. Oh, they have a lot of artillery. So this is a Rosanna Dana division right here. Slugs and Snails, Grand Tactician. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anything on their extreme right. So I only see two. I saw 2 infantry brigades. How strong are they? So if there's only 5,000 to 6,000 men, they are low supply. First Division, they got 2 brigades, 2 batteries. Okay, so 3 batteries and 3 brigades, it looks like. Oh, they actually might have 10,000 men? Oh, I thought they had like 6,000 or 7,000 men. Well, it says here 6,000 men, 23 guns. But the headquarter report says... All right, 6,000 men. Maybe I was looking at my report. We'll get Rains into position. Oh, Hardy's guns need to get into position as well. The Union did take a nice position on Little Mountain there. Cutshaw and his bald knobbers. I wonder if we can bombard this position here. Oh, wow, I actually got it over there. Those are only 6-pound guns, though. Trying to move in the woods here, though, in and around that flank. And then Breckenridge will hit the Union from the right. I want to avoid those guns. Wasn't what's the name of the studio that made Warhammer? Was it War Games or something? War Game Studio. Weren't they founded in London? Well, that's why I think we'll use Pillow's division to kind of keep them at bay here. So we should probably push them forward so that they don't start readjusting their lines. Although the bald knobbers are getting a little tired. Games Workshop. Yeah, that's who it was. The original Warhammer models were made by Games Workshop. Anyone firing? Are they even? I don't think they're even bombarding. They're probably too far away. Why is Burbridge still marching in column? Look at those uniforms. Gotta love those uniforms. Looks like they're moving their guns over to their left. Although Burbridge is very tired, so that's going to be a weak attack. Although we're not pushing him hard over there. See if we can't get Kirby Smith's gun, though, maybe in on the flank here. At close range. For some reason, McIntosh has turned his flank. There we go. And then there's Clark's brigade. James Rains. Support that artillery under Kirby Smith. Detach a detachment from Pierce. Keep working in around that position. So they've kind of fallen back. Let's see where their guns are firing now. Have they turned their guns? No, I think I was looking at my consolidated report. I think I accidentally clicked on the Confederate report. It showed 10,000, and then I verified it is 6. So this is the Army of the West under John Dix, 5,500. Let's move McCulloch forward. They are marching uphill, though. They're going to get tired. Move Hardy over here. So a lot of the troops have tired out, though, from the long marching and in the bad weather. Although it's sunny, it's cold. Yeah, McCulloch, we got McCulloch moving closer. The other commanders are in decent range. Breckenridge is in range. Pierce will move forward. Clark is rested, so that is good. Cohesion is failing, though. Rains, though, we went up the steep side of that slope, so that might have not have been the best idea. Kirby Smith, maybe he can get up here. He is decently rested. Burbridge, why don't we... Again, I don't know why he's in line formation. Alright, that seemed to do the trick. Cheatham's going to have to kind of rest up there for a second. You have Frost, though. He's well rested. See if we can get some fire on that battery. So we've got that battery in the flank. Geber is still marching. Looks like we're getting them out of their entrenchments, though. Even if everyone is tired. I think we've overflanked ourselves, if that's such a thing. But we're pushing them against Big Mountain. So they're gonna really tire out trying to march up Big Mountain. We've already broken one of their batteries. Yeah. Overflank. How do you overflank? We'll dismount Cheatham, but we're going to leave Frost mounted. Actually, those guns look really juicy. We're going to set up Frost for an assault. Alright, so Clark is getting... Clark is receiving some gunfire. Let's see if we can't get Frost to take these guns. Not let those, don't let first battery get away. Although they're supported by 2nd Brigade, so why don't we get some fire on them. McBride taking flanking fire for his assault on that artillery. Here comes Frost. McIntosh unloads a volley. Let's quickly turn on that other battery. So you can see the Union, though, they're starting to break down pretty quickly. 1,000 casualties of the 6,000 that they have on the field right now. Frost is exhausted for his efforts. Let's see what we can do. Finish these Federals off. 1,300 casualties. Let's actually get let's get Frost out of there. Or maybe he should just pursue. Let's see if McIntosh goes to a assault column and see if we can't wipe someone out. So we're trying to capture that 2nd Brigade. Second Brigade has 1,700 men, so if we can inflict some more damage on that unit. I wonder if we're better off just firing from a distance on that unit. We got the Major. McIntosh is going to pursue. Maybe we can get something out of Cheatham. Did we wipe them out? They disappeared. Did they disappear behind the mountain, though? We must have wiped them out. I didn't get a message for wiping them out. It looks like they disintegrated. Too bad we can't capture their command. Alright, that should do it. Major victory. 3,500 casualties inflicted. Oh, there's Meade. Alright, McCulloch does his job. The Union Western Army trying to get in behind McCulloch's position at Fayetteville. National morale drops by 0.91. Well, let's see how many guns we were able to capture. The teleportation perk. 1,400 rifles and 11 guns are taken from the battle. National morale falls to 72 for the Union side. Confederate armies unstoppable. Yankee forced to skedaddle. All right, let's take a look. And no perks on the brigades. McCulloch working towards his third perk. So there we have it. December 9th, 1861. Union, we're actually still out manning the Union armies at 151 to R163. Able to recapture Nashville. I'm content on winter quarters. Although Johnston might drive off this Union corps. We should probably wait until he completes that depot, and then we can take the depot also. We're building forts and depot at Chattanooga. We'll move on to the Cumberland Gap too. We've got the gaps in West Virginia completed, I believe. Richmond is defended. December 9th is your birthday. Well, happy birthday. All right, well, I do appreciate everyone joining again for another stream. We will pick this up where we leave it here tomorrow. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you on the next one.